So what is the answer? Where did it come from?
We don't know. We still don't know. And it's shocking that we don't know. We're 2 years into this pandemic, more than 2 years. And in the case of SARS, we knew within a few months that the people catching it were food handlers, that civet cats in markets were infected with a 99% cousin, and that was the route by which it was being caught. In the case of MERS, Nipah, all these other emerging viruses, it was pretty quick. 2 years in, with much superior technology, we still don't know. And the reason we don't know is because we're not allowed to investigate properly. We had a World Health Organization investigation that held a press conference a year ago this week, which was a farce and basically endorsed a farcical Chinese theory that it had reached Wuhan on frozen food. The things we do know, Michael, are that it's a bat virus originally, no question about that. Horseshoe bats carry SARS-like viruses, that's for certain. And that it broke out in Wuhan, 1,000 miles away from where these bats carrying these viruses are generally found. So the central question we have to ask is how it got from one to the other. And the two leading hypotheses are that somebody smuggled some wildlife to a market in Wuhan and people got infected that way, which is what happened in the case of SARS, or that the scientists who were collecting large numbers of viruses, over 100 SARS-like viruses of different kinds, and taking them to Wuhan, which was the leading center for studying SARS-like viruses in the world, slipped up somewhere and there was an accidental release.
Matt, you're telling me that you've written a book, and the answer to the question is we don't know.
Yes, but it's a fascinating, gripping detective story along the way. And we fully expected, my co-author and I, Alina Chan, that while we were writing the book, the answer would emerge. We're even more intrigued to have got to the end of writing a book and published it, and it's going to come out in paperback this year and all that kind of thing. And we're updating it now, but we still don't know the answer. And there's a big vested interest in the Chinese establishment, but also to some extent in the scientific establishment, in having the waters close over this story and say, well, the trail's gone cold, we may never know, and so on. Well, that's worrying, because the two leading hypotheses, that it was the market or that it was the lab, both lead to necessary actions. You know, we need to have regulations on labs to stop doing gain-of-function experiments that are highly risky. And we need to have regulations on the wildlife trade to stop people trading in animals that can pick up these viruses. We're doing neither, frankly. There's not much cracking down on either of those routes. And that means we're a sitting duck for the next pandemic.